Would you pay $69 million for a digital work of art? What about $3 million for the first ever tweet by Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey? Or how about $500,000 for this gif of Nyan Cat? Now, what if I told you that after paying all this money, you don't actually even own these pieces of digital art? Starting to sound a little crazy, right? So then, what do you get after paying all this money? Well, if you haven't already figured it out, today's video is going to be on NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, and the meme economy surrounding the sale of digital assets, the ludicrous prices, and the strange things we're passing off as sellable art. Hi, I'm your host Andrew, and welcome to an Andrew&Zari video. NFTs fall into a similar realm as cryptocurrencies, as in they both use the same backend technology of blockchain as a database. Unlike all of the over 4,000 cryptocurrencies though, yes, that's a lot, and yes, that also kind of defeats the purpose of cryptocurrencies, but this video isn't about that. NFTs differ because they are not a valid currency that can be exchanged. Instead, they are one-of-a-kind tokens, digital tokens in fact, that are sold to the highest bidder, usually in an online auction-style event, but that is usually just to mimic their physical art counterpart. So, digital tokens, digital art, what even counts as digital in this case? Well, digital art in this sense refers to any online picture, video, audio, or really any digital item. This could be a digital print version of a painting, an in-game item from a video game, or even just a short video of a historical moment. The whole idea behind NFTs is to be able to link a digital and unique token to a digital art piece, and that token is the only item the buyer owns. This is of course all verified within the ledger system that is blockchain, so no duplication or funny business can happen. But holding an NFT does not mean you own the original art piece, or any copyrights to it at all. In fact, here's the most expensive NFT sold to date. Called Every Day's The First 5,000 Days, it sold for $69.3 million. The buyer to this NFT has zero claim to the actual art, only the NFT. The ownership and copyrights are still with the original creator, in this case Beeple, meaning he is still allowed to sell the same art piece to anyone else. And this is where we start getting into why NFTs are receiving quite a bit of negative attention. When you have NFTs selling for millions of dollars, it is no doubt going to garner some attention. This has unfortunately resulted in a black market of sorts, with people selling NFTs of art that they are not the original creator of. It might not even be considered art at this point either. The floodgates have opened for selling famous tweets, memes, strange pieces of internet history, and whatever art you consider this to be. Sorry, I've just spent the last 5 minutes listening to the master collection of farts from the year 2020. Okay. While this may not be in the original spirit of NFTs, the whole point is also this kind of anything goes market. The piracy surrounding NFTs is also difficult to moderate, with the scale of selling NFTs only getting larger. While NFTs have been around for a few years, the current boom has certainly created a lot of hungry pirates looking to make a few bucks. Hopefully, the copyright issues plaguing NFTs can be fixed, through action taken by the auction sites selling NFTs and any government legislations dealing with copyright laws. It is still too early to tell the outcome of this though. Even if that does happen, however, there are still other issues to consider. NFTs only hold their value for as long as people associate value to them. If no one is buying that NFT, it essentially becomes worthless, and much like their cryptocurrency counterparts, could be at the mercy of the hype train that gives us such volatile markets. Remember how I said the token is linked to the digital art piece? Well, I mean that quite literally. Most digital files are way too large to be able to store in their original state using the blockchain method. Blockchain databases are already notorious for using extremely high amounts of power to store and transfer data, so keeping the file size low is crucial. Comment down below if you'd be interested in a separate video about blockchain and cryptocurrency's environmental impact. Now, the token you own is usually just the details of the trade and then the link to a website that is currently hosting the digital art. I am sure most websites would be reputable and reliable, but let's imagine now that this website shuts down for any reason at all. Well, you would now be the proud owner of the NFT too, a bunch of text that means nothing. That may sound a little dramatic, and maybe it is. To the credit of the NFT system, there are services in place to avoid this, like the IPFS, which is essentially a network of hosts, similar to the blockchain ideology. No one host is fully reliable. If one fails, the rest of the network can pick up the slack. The problem is, this is not nearly widespread enough with NFTs, and is still only something that is optional for the seller that is hosting the art. Also, there is usually a fee for using such a system, which might deter some small market sellers. So, why are people spending fortunes on NFTs? What is the appeal to them? I am sure some part of the appeal is to be a part of something new, as well as having the bragging rights of owning the NFT to something like the iconic Charlie Bit My Finger YouTube video.
Ouch, Charlie!
Or you may see some collectors take it very seriously and genuinely want to collect certain digital art pieces that normally you could just not associate any rarity to. Something you can see corporations salivating over as they try and turn anything into a rare piece of branded art. NFTs have been compared to special edition or autographed versions of an artist's work. Although, I do think the main reason why people are buying NFTs is most likely as an investment, or better yet, the potential return on investment. Just like with the stock market and just like with cryptocurrencies, people buy into them hoping that one day in the future, they will be worth more than what they paid for it. It's as simple as that. If I bought the NFT of a famous art piece for $200,000 and 5 years later sold that NFT for $500,000, I would consider that an amazing investment. And as we have seen with the latest trends on Bitcoin or even certain stocks, people want to jump in early on the latest hit so that they can get rich too. After all, one of the worst feelings in investing is the FOMO on the next big thing. Now, I have been bashing NFTs a bit here, mostly because there has been a lot of hype around them lately, and these enormous sales have made it look like just the rich and elites of the world with too much money to spend have found a new way of buying expensive art. Or potentially a new way to launder money. But you didn't hear that from me. NFTs did start out with the goal of helping artists with another source of revenue. And this is a good thing. Many small and medium level artists are oftentimes not paid according to the number of hours put into their craft. NFTs are also a relatively new idea, especially with the sudden boom in interest nowadays. While there may be people exploiting it now, or concerns about the current state of the digital art market, it looks like NFTs in some form are here to stay. In a digital age where nothing can be removed from the internet and duplicates are just a print screen away, NFTs are supposed to be the solution to adding one-of-a-kind uniqueness that the physical art naturally takes for granted. As mentioned earlier, there are potential solutions for a lot of the downfalls that NFT has. It might just be too early to see how it progresses and what it turns into. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. I would like to shout out to DBAM for the video suggestion. If you have questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave us a comment. We will read all of your comments. Thank you, and we will see you on the next one.